Hi, this is Diane Greco-Allen, and I am your natural Nana, but I'm a food relationship coach, and today I'm going to share my mindful food tips for you, food prep, and there's 10 that we're going to go over today. So you really want to get your phone, get your phone and put in 2 days that you can work on food prep. Now, how long do you think food prep takes? It actually won't take as long as you think it does if you put it as a mental block. Maybe it's too much to think about. Well, today we're going to go over just how easy and compact we can make it. So if you are a foodie, you're going to want to try to stay within that produce section and the meat and poultry section and just certain areas of the store, because once you start traveling through those other areas, you're going to get a little confused and start going off into different directions. So first of all, pick your 2 days and put it into your cell phone. Whatever date calendar you use, you can use an app, you can use just your calendar to remind you. Alexa can remind you of your food prep days. So you want to put that on your calendar and mentally make a note of it, because then you can work around those days. And then if you have to switch a day, you can do that. But pick 2 days a week. Okay, the next thing is you're going to want to review what's going on in the grocery stores. You don't want to get overwhelmed. Pick two. Don't start looking at 3 to 4 magazines, and don't, there's a trap that a lot of women fall into, and that's the coupon trap. I know that I spent hours. I actually have my children cutting out coupons. We spent hours on cutting coupons. Now it's fun for just learning how to cut along the dotted lines. That's great. But that is not going to help you. You can use occasional coupons here and there, but you want to like condense where you're shopping so it doesn't take so much time. So be very clear about where you're going to shop, and then you want to know exactly what items you're looking for when you get there. So the thing is too is to make a list. So you're going to plan, get a list together of what types of foods you're looking for, whether it's a recipe or you're just going to work with certain products that week. So you're going to be wanting to do in your mind. You can use, I can tell you very easily that you can just use on your phone the little notes app, or just open up notes and you can put a list in there. There's so many different ways to do it. So just make it easy for yourself and do that. So when you're thinking about prepping, one of the things you want to do even before you go to prep or go to the store is you're going to want to take an inventory of what you already have in your refrigerator. All right. So a lot of people they double buy. Sometimes you forget that you made food and put it in your freezer for a meal. So you want to check your freezer and you want to check your refrigerator, because, and you'll do that in alignment with your food prep. This will become like a bicycle, or like riding a bicycle. You get back on that bicycle every week. So you pick those 2 days and you're going to review what's in your refrigerator, toss out things that may be gone bad, because sometimes those things do happen. You don't want to be wasteful, but if it's bad, it's bad. And many of the organic foods, some of them need to be refrigerated and some do not need to be refrigerated. And that'll be in another video of what we want to put maybe just out on the counter and have a designated spot for those types of foods. So, just go through. If you see mold building up on something, toss it. Don't play around with mold. And if you have any jarred items, what are you going to do with those? Should you be eating those within the next 24 hours? How is this going to work? And, check your freezer. Like I said, it's time to clean things out and start over. So I want you to remember that when you're going to the store, a lot of people think about, different proteins that they might want to incorporate. A lot of people are plant-based and they neglect putting in some of these proteins that actually could be beneficial for your body. And they can also help with the healing process and help to recalibrate the proteins that your body needs. But a lot of people get confused about eggs. Eggs are a part of the poultry family. So when you're thinking about different types of meat, you want to think the red meats. A lot of cow products are what we've been inundated with that have created a lot of the allergies that we see out there. So there's milk proteins and cow proteins and all those things. Those all come from the cow. So, you see them sometimes refined in different products, and those have built up a intolerance in our body. So you want to make sure that when you look at the egg, it's the original part of the introduction of the egg family, the poultry family, the egg. And there's so many different ways and you can use these eggs. You can boil them. You can, have boiled eggs put in a jar and put some pickling spice in it. You want to stay away from adding sugars to any of this stuff because when you start getting into those food allergen top sevens, sugars and carbohydrates that are in there, the oats, the corns, the sugar, and some of the other peanuts, which are part of the legume family, those things get complicated along the way. So eggs, so many different ways. You can do deviled eggs, you can do scrambled eggs. So just keep that open. And I have another topic on another channel that we can talk about, or another video that goes over many of that. Now, my thoughts on how to prep might be different than your thoughts. And when we think about prepping, you want to know what exactly you're going to be using your containers. You want the cleanest containers. Some of you want to reduce all the chemical leaching. So you want to go towards more of the glass containers for putting any of the products in your refrigerator. And my thought is that if you prepare a protein meal or a protein, any kind of meat product, that you could prepare it very basically. Okay, you could just add salt and pepper to like ground turkey or ground chicken or whatever you're putting in your refrigerator, or some cutlet, whatever the type of meat is. And then as the week goes on, you can pull that product out. You can add it to a soup. You can add it to a salad. And then add extra herbs and spices. So, that type of meal prep works really well. So if you do individualized containers with products in it that can be mixed at different times, that works out. So the batch cooking, you can do maybe one batch cooking per week, and then do some freezing with that. But for these other additional types you might want to do 2 different types of prep that week. So keep that in mind, because I sort of fallen into the practice, and I love the ability to be able to just pull different items out that are in these containers and just mix them as needed. It works great. So you want that goes to coming to an idea of what you're eating each day. So let's talk about what types of meals you're going to eat each day. So a lot of people are relying on smoothies. Now I'm going to say I do not like the smoothie idea. That can be used, but there is a dosage for your body. So if you're going to get your little dosage of smoothie, you want to make sure it's got a fat, a protein, your vegetables, and your fruit. Okay, so those, you want those things in your smoothie. But you know, that is not, that should be, that can be a meal replacement. Chunky smoothies are great because then they allow some fiber to get into your system and help things through a little bit better, and make sure that your digestive wellness and functioning is in order. But then you got to think about, that's not your only meal for the day. Some people are eating just one meal a day, and I can tell you, your intestine does not work that way. Your digestive system doesn't work that way, and neither does your immune system. So think about these possibilities of having 2 cold meals, or 3 cold meals and 1 hot meal, or 2 hot meals and 2 cold meals. Okay, and these are going to be small. So whether or not you have some soup to warm up or whatever it is, prep it, have it in there. Now, if you don't have food always prepped, maybe you have 2 meals that you're going to use from prepping. And then you got to think about what is around you that you can rely on for a healthy meal. And when you go out to buy a healthy meal, you're going to think about how many meals come from that. Because a lot of places offer food sizing that is bigger than you. So you can incorporate that into the types of meals you're going to eat, hot or cold, and how a smoothie might fit in or might not. But I do know a lot of people drink smoothies. And the other things is, you can make a hot drink mix that would suffice for a meal, a small meal, using coconut milk or any of the nut milks. And if you use too much of one type of milk, if you rely only on almond milk, you may build up a tolerance to almonds. So think about how much you're introducing. Try to really mix it up and rotate these things throughout the week. So we're talking about 5 to 6 different types of vegetables and fruits per week. Okay, you want to mix those things up. Each week you want to see something different. I want you to think of the rainbow spectrum, and in thinking in your mind when you go to the store, how many different colors can you get in a meal? Okay, and how can you fix that up? Now, you always want to have some food stabilizers to maintain hydration. Now, we were talking here about some ways that you can rotate, how to prep them. That'll be in a different video but placing paper towels in some of those plastic containers that you buy at the store can reduce the condensation, and you might have to check on those. I know that I bought some cauliflower recently that was in one of those plastic containers. It is hard to find smaller portions for single people. So you might want to get a buddy and do some cooking together or food prep together. That would make things easier. So then you're prepping all together or doing something together that would break it up, because there's too much of one thing and you do end up throwing it away. Now, make sure you have those food stabilizers. Let's talk about that. Food stabilizers would be anything that's got your roughage that comes from a plant. Okay, so the ones that I really think that are necessary, that you should always have in your refrigerator, are cucumbers, celery, and romaine lettuce. Somewhere along the line, those tend to help keep that balance and everything working smoothly in your intestinal tract. So if you add a little bit of those to each one of your meals, you should have some better stabilizing factors, not only related to your gastrointestinal content and your flow and what comes in and out, but also to your hydration levels, so that you don't, it's more, you can easily have a heart attack from not being stabilized with your fluid volumes in your body. So you want to make sure you have that. Okay, so we talked about the different types of things that you want to be able to start off with. It's your phone. Make sure you have it in there. Know how many meals you're going to eat a day. Then know what types of meals you're going to eat, correct? And then eat the rainbow and have food stabilizers. Now we're on to what are those necessary components of a meal, okay? A lot of people are confused about carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are all over the place, and plants can be carbohydrates too. It's better to eat a whole plant food than it is to eat a refined plant food. Okay, so all the packaged foods you see have more condensed and refined foods that are putting a lot of stress on your organs and a lot of sugars that are attached to those. So you're thinking that maybe that food, that bar that you're eating, that energy bar, it's a lot of processed food. It's dry ingredients. You're not getting that bulk that you need in your intestine, and you're not getting any hydration stabilizers. Okay, now let's talk about complex carbohydrates are the longer acting carbohydrates. They help your blood sugar stay more stable. The simple carbohydrates are fruits that are more simple. They get into your blood sugar a little quicker. They give you a little more energy fast. But what you want to do is you want to eat this all in one meal. And I would say to eat the simple carbohydrates last. Okay, so you want to eat your meat proteins, your plant proteins, a little bit of both. You don't need a lot. It's according to your body size, your hand size, your bone structure. If you're growing, you need a little bit more frequently, but in your time frame, okay? But some of the things that you want to do, we talk about the simple fruits being the simple fruit. You don't want to drink your fruits. That's putting a ton of sugar into your body, and you don't like the quick sugars that you're getting from all this alcohol sugar that's being given to you in a coffee shop. Those types of things kill your pancreas. They not only kill your pancreas, they put a lot of stress in it, cause a lot of inflammation all through your digestive tract and in every aspect of your body. So, using olive oils, coconut oils, avocados, you might have heard of MCT, medium chain triglycerides. These are the type of more readily, easily, more breakable triglycerides or fat oils that break down quicker, easier, okay? So MCT oil is sometimes added to coffee and things like that. Now, I want you to think about those coffees and those drinks you're drinking, because every product that you add to those is a food type product. Might not be an actual food, it might be a type of food, okay? So they've created these, and these are non-GMOs. They're they are GMOs, I'm sorry, but we're looking for non-GMOs. Some of these that have been genetically modified to drink and to put into these containers, to put into your drinks and make them taste sweet and make you want to eat more and drink more, are causing a lot of havoc. So using some of these more brown rice, mixes of wild rice, quinoa, some of the ancient grains. You don't need a lot, actually. You need a sprinkling of these to keep that long blood sugar ratio going. Fats, the proteins and the fats. The fats are the longest. The proteins are the next ones that break down over time. Then there's the complex carbohydrates, and the shorter ones that break down are the simple sugars. And you want to stick to whole fruits. Okay, now when you're cooking and things like that, you want to remember that starchy foods can break down really easily into all this like water and stuff like that. So that causes blood sugar dysregulation when you're starting to drink up those starch foods. So potatoes, if you overcook them, even if you're eating a lot of potatoes, once those are broken down into smaller more refined products, they go into your bloodstream quicker. They react quicker and cause more stimulation and triggering of the insulin in your digestive enzymes, and it's like quick action. I need to respond. So then that can cause some food allergy problems. So you're talking about sensitivities, intolerances, and allergens. So that over time, when you continually do that, it causes your intestinal tract to just totally go into malfunction and dysfunction. And a lot of the villi that's in your intestinal tract become either unresponsive, they become leaky, and things start going into the bloodstream and make your histamine levels go off the wall. So back to getting this quickly done, we're going to do some introduction of fresh herbs and seasonings. You don't have to put a lot. Just introduce them to experiment and to change things up to stimulate your taste buds. This is Diane Greco-Allen. These are your different tips for today to help you to manage your meals each week and know what's coming into your body. I'm a food relationship coach, pancreatitis management and pain management. Put anything down below that you want to reach out and ask questions about, or somebody said something that was funny the other day. Somebody said something about, I need to go to a dentist. Yeah, well, I've been to a dentist, and guess what? These are my real teeth. I do some whitening occasionally, but I am a tea drinker, so I have to be wise about that. And I do have one implant and a couple other things. So I just want to keep it real and to know that your teeth are very important. And literally, I saved my tooth from falling out because I eat well. And that could have been a very bad scenario. So I give a lot of credit to my natural dentist, Dr. Bizzato, and also to myself, because I work every day on eating healthier foods, and I hope that you'll do that too. Diane Greco-Allen. Thanks. Bye.